You know what's frustrating? The new Jack Harlow song, the like remix with of the Fergie song. I've been talking about GLAMOI, but no one remembers. Hand and gold and diamond rings. All the doors and limousines, shopping for the limousine, shopping for expensive things. I'll be on the movie scenes, magazines, bougie scenes. I done given up Christine. I'm a sin, I know the saying. I've been go to Taco Bell, drive through Bronx Hell. I don't care, I'm still real. No matter how many records I sell. After the show, after the Grammys, I like to go cool out with the family, sipping, reminisce. Some days when I had a Mustang and I was... And there you go. So yeah, Black Eyed Peas fan, but like all the kids now be, oh my god, I love that. What old record did they use to sample for that Jack Harlow song? What 50s classic did they use in that sample? I'm sure Jack Harlow had to go digging in the crates to find that sample. Oh, getting old. Hello everyone. Welcome back to the Pear Pod. My name is Samuel George Michael Byers. I don't think I've ever addressed that actually on the podcast. My first name is Samuel. Yes, of course. Had to cut that down to Sam. George, after my mother's father. And then my dad was like, let's lob in Michael after George. Now, let me give you another example. I have a child. His name is Wayne. I'm like, Wayne, I want your middle name to be Elton. But also, I'm going to also give you the middle name of my brother, John. And like, then I'd go, well, hold on a second, Wayne, Elton John. No way, Elton. Can't give my child Elton John. Now, I don't know what my dad was doing at the time. Putting Vaseline in his hair and hitting the nightclubs or something, but Samuel George Michael Byers puts a certain spin on the owner of the name. So, I cut it to George a lot, but the lads know. The lads know it's George Michael. And, look, we can't deny that there's not a certain flair that I possess. And there's a showmanship in my blood. It's in my blood. And, maybe it should have been Sam Michael Jackson Byers. I don't know. But yeah, thanks for that, Pops. I'll definitely, I think middle names are going to start, like people have been taking the piss, but I think people are starting to really take the piss now. Like you can see, like when our generation and even the generation below us starts knocking out kids and like, what about, I'm a huge Beyonce fan. What would just like, I don't know, Ella Beyonce Smith? Like, no. The classic After Your Granny, I think, is coming to an end. I think it's going to start getting weird out there. So yeah, new generation, there'll be a lot of fucking weird names knocking around. How's everyone doing? I do have some sad news. Well, sad to an extent. Positive and sad. And the positive side, we have reached the end of another season. 2 seasons of Pear Potty goodness. And the reason we've come to that point is because next week I'm travelling back to Dublin for a wedding, and the following week we are moving into our new home. Our new home. Hello there. If You've seen that guy on TikTok who it's like really quiet music and he cooks you dinner. He goes, "Hello there. How was your day?" "Great. Take a seat. Dinner will be just a moment. Would you like a drink?" "I have wine." "Perfect. Here you are. Dinner is served. What was the highlight of your day?" It's cool. It's nice. Better than fucking my money don't jiggle jiggle. It falls. I like to see you wiggle wiggle. You know, I like to see it jiggle jiggle. You know, riding in my Fiat. Really have to see it. 6'2". And it's Louis Theroux. The guy's a fucking documentarian. Stop putting him on TikTok. Jesus, people could do to watch a fucking documentary, including me maybe. But yeah, I'm just not going to be able to get a podcast done next week. It's going to be a lot of movement. We've got to get this gaff cleared out and moved into the new spot. Got to rent a car to like do all the travel. Moving short. Lucky we're only moving fucking 10 minutes away. 10 minutes. 10-minute walk, fucking 2-minute drive. But there'll just be a few bits to do, and to set this whole place up for pod and get it edited and stuff is going to be a challenge. And then I need to figure out what we're going to do with the setup in the new house. Got to find how that's going to look. Because it's a bigger space, but there's not as many rooms. So I don't think I'll have an actual office in the new pad, because we will have lots of guests coming over and staying in the guest house, but we will see. We will see. So yeah, we will, it'll be the week after next, the podcast will resume, as I would repeatedly, or as I always do, consider following the Instagram for all updates. That's where I do it. Also, kind of just tacking Twitter in a weird little way right now for the Pear Pod. Just dropping the episodes in relevant threads, stuff like that. Seems to be doing all right. So we'll keep that going as well. And then, I want to start getting more guests on. The reason, here's the thoughts on the guest thing. I don't just want to I think if I'm going to bring guests on, I don't just want to do like the interview thing. I'd love for them to guest host and talk about the topics with me and give their opinion on it. I just feel like, where'd you get your start? Jesus, what are your tactics on social media in order to, it's so tough out there. Do you have a social media manager? Because it can get a bit confusing with, TikTok and Instagram, a lot of bits and bobs. I'd rather be like, look, these are the topics of discussion. I'd love to hear your thoughts on them. And then if natural conversation flows out of that, great. So I want to get one of my clients who's a boxer on, because we will have some scraps coming up that I'd love to get his thoughts on, which would be sweet. So we'll do that. My brother's coming over, so we'll get Max on a pod. And then there's kind of get steady flow. PDPT part 2. People go back and listen to the interview with Phil Donnelly, PDPT. It's back in the old house. It's a fucking nice interview, man. I used to set those up nice, those interviews. And so go listen to that. We're going to have a redo of that, because his fucking whole shit has changed. Like with the first time we met, or with the first time we chatted, he was still working out of his own, didn't even have his own space yet. So a lot has changed. Everything's changing but you. You're 1,000 miles away, but you know I love you. Everything changed but you. And he'd be a good interview to know. So we'll have him here. I think the setup's going to be like this. And audio only listeners, get on the fucking visual just so you know what you're looking at. So you can see what you're having for dinner, kind of thing. There's a little bit of space here, so I can go all the way to here, and the guest could be here. So I'm going to have someone sitting here. I'll widen out the lens a little bit, and we'll discuss life. Oh fuck, I won't be able to. I'm not going to have this chair anymore. Oh god. Oh, we're going to have to figure it out. I'm going to have to figure it out. Maybe sorry. So we'll figure it out. But either way, it'll be a pod every week as usual. Either it'll be me or we will have guests. And we're just going to keep grooving, baby. It's quite crazy to say. We actually hit over 10,000 views on the channel this week through shorts, majority shorts. But also, some of these episodes on the Pear Pod have 200 plus views, which is great, and the podcasts are getting up there. Up you get. Up no. So, it's sorry, I forgot to tell you what day it is. It is coming to you from a lovely Friday afternoon in Marbella. Christ, I ate legs this morning. It was so hard. Also, if you follow Visually Impaired, which also you should, it's the only person I'm following on the Pear Pod, so get over there and follow Visually Impaired as well. They were doing construction in the gym, which is class. They've set up like a new boxing cage, which is sick. So guys like me who don't know how to do anything in the combat sense can go in and just, hurt ourselves on the bag and do irreparable damage to our ligaments and, inevitably injure ourselves. But when we were in there, lads are just welding metal in the middle of the fucking place. There's sparks. It looks like an Alicia Keys concert. Not that I've been to one, but those sparks. You're getting the sparks. You're getting the smoke. Like it's a fucking war zone. And the lads are like, there's a little bit of and then suddenly there's a little bit of like people start to cough because it's like there's a fog of smoke, from the welding. But yeah, that was odd. So this week we are back to an MMA topic because I think we're seeing the birth of a little bit of a. I'm racking my brains back to when there's been a duo set up in the UFC, like the topic of this podcast, the SMESH bros, the SMESH boy, Hamzat Chimaev and Darren Till are now have been, I guess, named. I think they self-named it, or it's been put together. But they are now the Smash Bros, which is essentially they're if you've ever followed wrestling, they're like the DX of the UFC now. Two fucking wild lads who've kind of teamed up and are kind of taking over the scene a little bit. Not that they both had huge platforms already, but coming together, it's a perfect pairing. And I'm going to dig a little bit more into why that's the case. I'm actually just going to adjust my angle slightly as we get into storytelling mode. Oh, lean back. Now we're going to have a quick pause for 1 second. Ready? 3. In the meantime, we're going to all just press the like button together on the video. And if you're listening to this on Spotify, I don't know if you can like, but do whatever you can. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Just press it. Click it. Ready? Good for you. Good for you. Okay. So I guess we'll start with Darren. I think Darren's been the real, a bigger, I guess, benefactor from this than Hamzat has. In different ways. I'm sure Darren's brought his benefits as well, but people who don't follow MMA hugely, Darren Till is a MMA fighter from Liverpool and had a huge rise, I'd say 5 years ago now. Maybe a little more. I only really started following him and seeing him after he beat Cowboy Cerrone, who seems to be a little bit of the gatekeeper for the 170s. And he fucking beat the face off him. He was fast. He had a light in his hands, good kicks, no one could get near him, nasty elbows was finishing people, and he finished Cowboy, and he looked fucking sick doing it. He looked big for the weight. Clearly he was cutting a lot. It became evident later on how much he was actually cutting and, the damage that was doing to himself. But he went on a run then, all the way up to the title. Notable victories over Stephen Wonderboy Thompson in Liverpool, which was like a title eliminator. Won that, missed weight for that, which wasn't great. He had a fucking nightmare night. I remember watching I was actively viewing the UFC at that point, in MMA in general, and you were hearing stories that Darren Till is having a tough cut. There's been issues during the night, all that kind of thing, and he came in and he was 173. I think he finished 3 pounds over, and they came to a deal. Steven still took the fight, blah blah blah. fight happened, Darren rehydrates up to fucking 190 or whatever he does. Probably 190, 190 to 200 pounds. I don't know. But I've heard on podcasts and stuff afterwards that he is, don't know what it is about these Scousers, man, but between him and Paddy, these lads like a cut, do you know what I mean? And Darren was, from what I've heard, like king of the cut. Like he used to cut crazy amounts of weight. And his fight was beating the weight. So he beats Stephen Thompson by decision, goes and fights Tywin Woodley, gets dealt with. And he made weight fine, but again, he said that the weight was the battle. But he got beaten that night in most areas. And ended up, I think he got dropped and then he got submitted. So that's as much of a dick in your mouth that you can get. But after that, so he has a comeback then, and he fights Masvidal. And unluckily, audio only listeners, you won't be able to see this, but I have. It's a meeting point essentially, and this was as Darren's coming down. Jorge was on his rise up, and the two of them just collided, and Jorge had a big night, knocked out Darren Till after getting dropped. Darren looked good and just got fucking caught. That was his time, and then he gave Leon with 3-piece with soda. Gave him 3-piece with soda. It's just, yeah, maybe not. And after that, Darren gets a little quiet. And we hear that he's going to go to 185. Goes to 185. Okay, so I'm going to say, I can't remember this exactly, but I know he beat Kelvin Gastelum, fought Robert Whittaker to loss by decision. And then he fought... Get it in there, you little dirty boy. Where's the brain? You have it. The guy is on his way up right now. Derek Brunson. Get in there. Derek Brunson, they fight, and Darren just didn't look right in that fight, man. His weight was off. He looked pudgy, slow. Was just throwing the 1-2, which I know is like one of his favourite shots, but he usually sets it up much better than that, and his movement, distance control wasn't great. Derek gets him down, submits him or knocks him out, I can't remember, but it's over. Derek goes off. He's won Darren, and then like it's looking a little dark for Darren there. He's coming off a loss, you know what I mean? And then we start to see, obviously this is the rise of Hamzat at the same time. And Hamzat and Darren come together. Now I've heard that the reason they came together is because of a company called Block Asset. It's an English company from what I've heard. They're getting into NFTs, and Darren has his own NFTs, and now Hamzat does, and if Michael Bisping's involved, blah blah, everyone's just looking to get a little bit of back pocket action. How are you doing? Can you put that big massive brown envelope in my back pocket? Put it in there. Take that massive envelope packed full of cash, chock-a-block full of cash. Oh, take it out slowly. There you go, take it out. Take it out, you fucking pig. There you go, attaboy. Take it, yeah, I can see it. Yeah. Grip it tight. Grip it ever so tight, attaboy. Now put that massive envelope in my back pocket, and then pat my back as you walk away, you back tapper. And I can't even remember what that was coming up for. Why on earth was I talking about backhand tapping? Anyway, sorry, for the Block Asset. Yeah. Everyone just wants a little bit of everyone just wants a bit of cream, baby. Everyone just wants that cream on the top, the creaminess. The cream comes to the top, the creaminess. And so set that up. Hamzat and Darren meet, and I guess Hamzat's training in Sweden in All Stars with Alexander Gustafsson and Ilir Latifi, among other people. And Darren obviously needs a change of scenery. Goes up to Sweden. They're bros. Now, from what I heard, is Darren went up pretty, like, one of the first days they sparred, and they couldn't get Darren out of the cage. Like, he was getting his head kicked in a little bit, but he just wouldn't quit. Hamzat saw, like, the same thing that he sees in himself. A brotherhood is formed. On the count of three, say your name. Name your favorite dinosaur. Don't even think about it. 1, 2, 3. Velociraptor. Favorite non-pornographic magazine to masturbate to. Good Housekeeping. If you were a chick, who's the one guy you would sleep with? John Stamos. Essentially that moment. And they fucking train together. They're obviously making a little bit of cash out of the block at it. And, since then they've been getting Hamzat ready for his first fight, which he just won. And it's interesting. You don't see alliances like this, especially they're going to be in the same division. You know what I mean? They are going to be at the same division. Because Hamzat's going to have to go up at some point. He's cutting down to 170 right now. He will come up there, the same weight, same size. That's a fight that could happen. They're both looking for the belt, so it's weird. And I'm actually intrigued to see what. I'm just wondering would it happen sooner or rather. Darren's got some work to do, to be honest. So it's more likely. He's already in the weight category. But if Hamzat wins the 170 belt and he goes, "Give me style bender," everybody, and he goes and I don't know. There's a lot of hypotheticals, but that fight could happen, and it's weird. You don't see that much. I guess Justin Gaethje and Kamaru Usman, who are in different weight categories, but they don't seem as socially together. They see each other in the gym. This seems like a real friendship. So they're going to brand the living Christ out of it, as you can only do. And Darren is what they should do and what they're talking about is doing a show. That'd be smart, because Darren and Hamzat together seems to be, I think there'll be fireworks. And yeah, that's only going to build their stock, so good stuff. So yeah, keep it going, fellas. There's no major MMA stuff this weekend. There's a UFC fight night, which I'm not deep enough of a fan to give a fuck about that. Vincente Luque, I like you. But yeah, I won't be watching. Oh, okay. Any other major bits of news? I think that's it, folks. I do not want to keep you longer than I need to. My money don't jiggle, jiggle. It folds. I like to see it wiggle, wiggle. For sure. And now you see it jiggle, jiggle. Riding in my Fiat. You really have to see it. 6'2" in my compact. Got a DM. 2 DMs. Okay. So yeah, the rest of the week really have to get a little bit more work done, and then we leave on Wednesday back to the homeland, and then move. It's gonna be busy, man. I'm excited. Thank you all for the continued support on the channel. I can only see it going one way. And if it doesn't, I'll keep doing it anyway. 'Cause the Pear pod's for you. Tell me that. And then and so George Michael's in my blood. And so it's in my blood. I used to like to tell one of my friends, Andy, Andy, you'll probably listen to this. Andy, you know this. Your blood is in my blood, and we are blood relatives. Andy's, let me get this right now. Andy's granny was sisters with my granny. And anyone who has any sort of sense realizes that then the blood trickles down from both our grannies. They have the same blood. So one blood, say blood more, that blood trickles down to my dad and Andy's parent, Andy's dad. Yeah, it's his dad's side, yeah, because his mum says from Scotland. And then that trickles down to the kids, which means we're blood brothers, which means, I like to point out on nights out, especially because we look different, both in physique and in skin tone. And he has a nice tan. And that was a weird story to end with. But Andy, I hope you're doing well. I hear you're coming back to Ireland now from Australia. Again, I asked the question, what podcast literally talks to single guests during the podcast? Which, you know, we have listeners in Belgium and listeners in other areas of Scandinavia, I think, and in the States. They don't know who my friends are, so I shouldn't talk to my friends directly during a podcast I'm trying to grow. But hey, we do it different. We do it different. I'm not doing another song. There's no way I can pull out another fucking melody today. So I guess that will be that. Oh, I started practicing gratitude. Do that. Every day, wake up and just write down 3 things you're grateful for. Sounds a bit, dude. Sounds a bit like people who say spiritual. Like that's really spiritual. I don't know what that means. What does me saying something is spiritual mean? I don't know what that means. But like waking up and putting your mind in a state that says, look, what a great day we're starting into. Look how lucky we are to be here. That's fucking real. That's not spiritual. That's actually just a mindset thing. So do that. And I will see you. Oh shit. I'm sorry. I need to say a bigger goodbye because I'm saying goodbye for. No, it's not goodbye. It's not goodbye. Don't say goodbye. It's goodbye for 2 weeks. Okay. Now you be strong. You be strong. And remember, look, it's not you. Seriously, it's not. Okay, well, it's definitely partly you, yeah. Yeah, I know, I have my own issues as well. Yeah, I know. Yeah, that was once, yeah. Yeah, but he was, well, he was very, very attractive looking and it was dark in there. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll be back in 2 weeks. I may throw up some shorts in the meantime. And if you need anything else, DM me on the Pearpod Instagram. I'm so active on it. Trust me, I'm on there. Trust me, I'm not doing much else. Who gets this close to the mic? All right, that's it. Later, folks. I'm in love with you. The cream always rises to the top.